portion of your knowledge needs to be fucking on point.
Is it recording? Oh wait. Alright, I like what you were saying about the skin. If you don't mind just explaining that again, because you mentioned how as a tattoo artist you need to understand different types of skin.
Yeah, for sure. There's
Please pause the music.
it's not sorry man. It's not the same medium, you know. It's not pen and paper where you know that you're gonna get those specific results all the time. With that paintbrush, it's gonna give you the same results all the time. The different skins are, like I was saying to you just now, like I find generally that women have softer skin because they look after it more. You know, if you're gonna be the homie that's creaming your body every day with the Dove, you're treating the skin every day, your skin's gonna be softer. It's gonna be more receptive. It's gonna take the ink 10 times better. Where like if I've got a construction worker inside here, it's like I said, it's like tattooing a fucking rhino. You know, the skin's tougher, the dude's out in the sun more, his skin's more callous, it's harder. You gotta drive it harder to get it in. But then at the same time, you can't drive it too hard, so you have to be able to feel out each individual customer. You gotta be able to feel their skin out, pull those first few lines and judge. Okay, am I going too hard? Am I going too soft? Do I turn up the machine? Do I turn it down? There's all those factors that change the way the tattoo can or would come out. That end result, just based on the client's skin, not even on the tattoo artist's work. Just how the client's body receives the ink, what type of skin they've got, to the point of the color of their skin. We were talking about, you asked me how the colors work on darker tones, if the lighter tones work better. And the answer is no. The lighter tones almost always don't work better at all because white page, color pencils, bright colors. Brown page, those same color pencils, they get muted on the brown. And the thing with the skin is, when you're looking at a tattoo, on the day you're getting it done, you're looking at it through those perforations. We've punched holes in the skin, you know, for the ink to go in. So you're looking at that tattoo, you're looking at it on the surface. Once it's healed, your skin's grown over that ink. Now you're looking at it beneath the surface. So when you're looking at it beneath the surface, it's a whole other ballgame, because now it's like looking through a tinted window. So you've got a car that's tinted, you can barely see the guy driving. You got a car that's not tinted, you can see straight through the window, out the other window. So when the skin grows over, based on your melanin count, the darker you are, the higher or the darker the tint value is going to be over that ink. And that's why people think this color is faded, but it's not the color that's faded, it's the skin that's grown over the wound, closed the wound up, and now you're looking at the tattoo through the skin. It's not sitting on the surface anymore.
That is so interesting, man, because for the longest time I've always believed that our tattoos just become lighter with time, only to find out what you're saying now, that it's not that your tattoo fades out or gets lighter, it's your skin that's growing over the tattoo.
That's exactly it.
Sure,
That's
that is
exactly it. So you've got the darker brothers, like I said, they come in that the expectation is set a little bit too high because they're hoping to get color in them, and then it's absolutely impossible because from a distance it's not even gonna read as anything. It's just gonna be this blur, you know, of a shape, and there are certain colors that absolutely work better than others on darker skin. Red is one of them. That's why you see a lot of the darker rappers like Wayne and them, they don't have really much color tattoos. The ones that they do, it's red.
Right,
you see the red, or it's they do use a lot of green.
Green as well.
Green works pretty decently if you put it in properly as well. And it doesn't mean that we can't use color on darker skin. It just means that it's a selective process. We need to know what colors are going to work the best. We need to know. And then sometimes, you know, you get caught in this situation where you've made a prediction and it doesn't work as well. Like where oh, okay, yo, no, you're not necessarily dark, so the color will work. But then when I try to put that color on you, now you've got tough skin. So now you end up with a healing factor that's not close to what you were hoping for either. And then that's also not the artist's fault. It's your skin type. You know, if you have tougher skin, if you have darker skin, then obviously you like lost on the list of success.
And then what did you say causes like, is it like bruising when your tattoo kind of looks like it's swollen over time? What
And
did
it
you
looks
say
like it's
causes
swollen.
that? Yeah.
That's either one of two things. Either it's allergies, like I was saying to you, it's allergies. Sometimes, like the old school cats went a lot deeper as well than the new school tattoos. You see the new school tattoos are quite soft. They're quite level with the skin. They don't feel like they're raised up at all. And I think if you've been getting tattooed for a minute, everybody's got those ones that they're a little bit heavy. You can see it's either a heavy-handed tattoo. The tattoo artist was like very heavy on that hand, and they went deeper than they should have. Or you've got an allergy to whatever the ink was made up of. My wife, for instance, like, yo, if I tattoo her with green, it's always a problem. Try to use every fucking brand possible. We've tried to change it up to see if it is the brand, you know.
But it's just the green.
It's just like the green. No, not just that green. It's forever a fucking issue.
So what kind of issues does it give us?
Same sort of stuff that you were talking about now. Like, it's during the summer, those areas almost tend to swell up. A lot more. They tend to the ink tends to not hold properly. The color's very patchy and very bled out. It's just not. It doesn't hold as clean and as nice as you would expect it to. So there's so many variables. Like I said, it's not like a lot of people think. Oh shit, the price of the tattoos is so high. But like we were even talking about, you know, these costs. The right equipment isn't cheap. The running costs aren't cheap. You know, as a tattoo artist in 2023, you've got to constantly also, if you don't have any backup options, you've got to constantly keep your load shedding in mind. Because if you don't have a generator or a UPS or a battery operated machine like these newer machines, these newer battery operated ones, then you have to then monitor the load shedding so that you can keep your customers in the loop. Like, yo, if your booking's today and I can see you can only come at that time, then obviously I'm gonna need to say to you, hey, yo, Charlie, we're not gonna be able to do today's session. I don't have the backup generator. I don't have those facilities in place, so we're gonna have to time it for when I can guarantee you that there's power here. So, you know, it's all of those things that add to the cost of the running cost of the business. I mean, I'm sure you picked up as well, like with the podcast and with the show and stuff. You're constantly trying to upgrade and keep with the times as well. So you gotta get the nice mic. You gotta get the right software for your editing, and you try to keep up with everybody so that you can be on par with everybody. You know, as the trends and the times change, the trends change, and then you've got to sort of go with those trends, and a lot of that comes down to your equipment also. You can't be, even if you are using these, you know, these original old school machines, these are still pretty expensive till today, because these are like workhorses. These coil machines are the go-to for any old school tattoo artist from the era when it was first coming up. This is what we were using, not these, like I referred to them earlier on the guys in the industry call them the dildo machines. It looks like a pen. It's so much easier to you know, a lot of the old school guys, the purists, feel like you don't really pay your dues when you go straight into using these newer machines, because you're not learning the functionality, the way that you should. There's so many variables, my friend, from skin tone
to the actual skin and
to
the
the
feel of
the
the skin.
feel, the texture of the skin.
Texture,
Some thick ass rhino skin motherfuckers coming in here expecting the world, and you can't. You know, sometimes what I can do on one person, I can't do on the next person. It doesn't always work out. I've had people that just straight up their skin just rejects ink. They've been to 1,000
No way.
tattoo
What do you
artists.
mean?
Like
Rejected
they've
how?
been to 1,000 tattoo artists and like it looks like the tattoo's super faded. It looks like the ink didn't take in like a few spots. And those people it's just their body, man. It's like, and then you gotta break the news to them. Like, unfortunately, like, you just one of those motherfuckers that you're never gonna be able to get a dope tattoo.
And then they go to the next artist.
And then they go to the next artist, and then they suffer that same consequence. And then they end up, at you after fucking 5-10 artists. They end up here, and they're like, they don't understand why they're not getting the results that they want.
It's your skin, buddy. Your skin.
Exactly that, my friend. And it's such a heartbreaker for like some people. You can see like hella disappointed. Like, what do you mean that my skin won't take this shit? Are you being serious right now, you know? So I'm never gonna be able to get a dope tattoo. Like, hey man, unfortunately, that's what it's looking like right now, man. And it really is a disappointment to some of these cats like these.
I can imagine it. I'll be sad.
Sorry to disappoint you, pal, you know, but I say you gotta tell them sometimes. Sorry to disappoint you, my man, but doesn't
is
look
what it
like
is.
your future looks pretty bleak
Just get piercings,
in
bro.
terms of the tattoos. Yeah.
No, that must be sad.
And
man.
you know,
Shame,
sometimes you can work like around it. I can tattoo you 1,000,000 times, and with an eventuality, it's probably gonna stick. But I can't charge you. I'm gonna charge you like 10 times to redo the same
Exactly.
fucking tattoo
Because it's the same job for you. That's
that I've
the
got to
thing.
do over and over and
Yeah.
over. You know what I mean?
Don't be fair.
And some of these guys are proper sadness. Yeah, quite a distance to get here, huh?
Yeah, it's
You said you weren't expecting it to be
No
so
way.
deep into the.
into the sauce. Are we almost done though?
We're basically at the top of the flower. I'll show you now where we are.
No, it's okay.
There, you don't want to know, we must just carry on.
I can't wait to see the final results. I already know it's gonna be fabulous.
Looking good so far, my friend, for sure.
I think I'm gonna, yeah, thank you. Just save it. Make it a close shot, no?
Sorry, my brother. My bad. I wanted to move back to you so you could get in and see it a bit. Yeah. It's a bitch when it wants to be.
Yeah. This is
Sleep,
slept here.
Oh, where? We're slow getting there.